My name is Dan Hunter. Welcome to Intro to Code. This is my set of tutorials to do with using mobile apps. Today, we're going to make a virtual cat. Before we begin, a couple of links that you will need. You'll need to access the App Inventor. You can do a search on Google for App Inventor or type in appinventor.mit.edu. The other thing available to you is the resource files. This will give you a picture of a cat. It'll also give you the sound effects and additional files. You can put this in your browser, bit.ly/2zntS5. For this video and others, you can find me at bit.ly/danhyt. So let's get coding with our virtual cat. I'm going to grab that link there, bit.ly/2zntS5, plug that into my browser and grab the files that we need. Okay. So new window, there's a bit.ly link. This will take me to my Google Drive. At the moment, there's only 2 files in there, which will be my cat and my purr song sound. There we go. So very simple. All we do to download it is we right click the actual file, waiting for it. There we go. And download, scan for viruses, and then download to your download drive. There we go. And then I will download the sound effect. Right, is that downloading? Let's have a quick look at my plan. Right, for the virtual cat, all we're going to do is we're going to make this user interface. It's just going to have a button on it that's going to feature a picture of a cat. I'm also going to have a sound effect there, so that's why the audio player is down here. And the idea behind it is when the cat button is pressed or stroked, the application will play the cat purr sound and the phone will vibrate. So let's switch to the MIT App Inventor and let's get cracking. If you don't know anything about the MIT App Inventor, I've got another video on my YouTube channel which has a 5-cent tour. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my new project. I'm going to call it Virtual Cat. And I'm going to get taken to the user interface. So I'm going to first set up the user interface. And what that will mean is I need to put into the MIT App Inventor my picture of my cat and my sound effect. So how I do that first is I go down here and there's the media panel. If I click upload, it will allow me to find the file to upload into the app. So I'm going to go to my downloads file. And here, if I do a search, I should find cat. Let's type. Blue cat. So there's my JPEG. That's my photo of my cat. And then I'm going to go for cat purr. Right. Damper, actually, that's what I've called it, because it's actually me doing an impression of a cat. My cat wasn't playing when I thrust the microphone into his face. And there we can see that that media has now uploaded. Now, what I've got to do is, following my design, grab a button. I know that's nothing like a picture of a cat. We'll sort that out, but I'm also going to grab my media, and we want a sound effect. Now, the sound won't appear actually on the user interface because it's a sound, but you can see it appears at the bottom there. So let's set out the properties for our button. So I'm selecting button 1. That's the default name. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it BTN Cat. Button Cat. There's my sound. I'm going to rename that SND Purr. Okay, so button cat, at the moment, it's not looking good at all. So I'm going to first of all change the property to stretch that cat out. Width should be fill parent and then click on OK. Just need to move myself out of the way. There we go. That's quite stretched. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an image in there. Now, if your cat's not uploaded, you won't see it there. So there you go, I can see blue cat, but it does give me an option to upload any other files. Is that blue cat? Click on OK. If I have a look at the screen, there he is. That's my cat Blue in all of his glory. Now, at the moment, there's a bit of text over Blue's face. So I can get rid of that. There's the text feature, text. Just hit delete, hit enter, and that has now gone. So there's my button set up. I'm now going to go to my sound. And what I need to do is I need to link that up to my sound effect. So here it's under source, under the properties. So I click. Again, I've got the option to upload if I haven't done it already, but I'm just going to use purr. Clicking on OK. So that's got the user interface set up, but what I now need to do is I now need to go to the code blocks and put the code behind it. So top right, go to code by clicking the blocks. And what I need to do is I need to grab the appropriate bit of code. Now, if you don't know where it lives, do what I do and go through each and every option until you find the one it wants. But it's fairly simple. Your controls control your if statements, your loops. Logic is any comparisons like has this happen and this happen. So if it's raining and windy, grab a coat and a scarf. Maths is for, as it says, doing maths. Text is if you're dealing with any text. So you can find the length of a piece of text that somebody's put in, the number of letters. List is for databases as such. Changing the colors of things. Variables we'll talk about later. And procedures enable you to do more complex things to your code. The options that we want, the code that we want, are to do with the actual screen objects here, the button, cat, and the sound. Now this is quite good. I've got an error. What happens is sometimes, like computers, it messes up and you click on OK. And you've got a bug. Difference. All we do is I can send the report through, and if I go back to App Inventor and I go back to my projects, because it's a web-based project, I should be able to go to Virtual Cat and I should be able to see, look, everything there is as before, so I can just carry on as normal. If you get an error, the other thing you can do is just hit F5 and that will refresh your screen and it should be okay. So before I was saying I want to use the code blocks to grab any code relating to the button. So there we go. So what I wanted to do is when that button is clicked, do something. So there we go. When button is clicked, do something. I need to specify the do what. I want it to play the sound and I want it to also vibrate. Those are under the sound object. And I've got call the sound purr and play it. So I can drag that across. And there's also call sound purr and vibrate, and that will vibrate as well. Now these are like jigsaw pieces. So I can click them together. Look, it outlines it. You can see with the yellow there, that shows that that is now joined together. You get a really nice sound effect. And those are now one big object that I can move around. There you go. So when the button is clicked, do call sound purr and play it, and then vibrate for a number of milliseconds. The milliseconds are a thousandth of a second. So if I wanted my phone to vibrate for 1 second, I would vibrate for 1,000. I'm going to go for 2,000. Now for that, whenever I'm dealing with numbers, this is where I use the math options. And I use the 0 option and drag that there. Fairly simple. In that little box, I can click and I can type in my code. So that's all I need for my virtual cat. So just have a quick look, make sure it's all good. Go back to the designer. I've got my button, I've got my sound. One thing I'm going to change is this label. Currently it says screen 1. So I select the component here and I can change the title. So virtual cat. And all that's left for me now is to build the app, provide a QR code, and then put it on my phone. So as that's building, I'm going to see if I've got one that I made earlier. And we'll put that in. So here it is. There's my cat. Okay, vibrating. Don't know if you can hear that. So, oh, I need to switch up my volume. There we go. Silly me. High tech. Okay. So that's your virtual cat. You've made your first application. Very well done. As I said before, my name is Dan Hunter. You can find me on bit.ly Dan HYT on YouTube. And next time we'll look at building a 3-screen app. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye-bye.